How we doing? I just got this little buck in. Well, not a little buck, it's a pretty nice one. I'm gonna show you how to keep it out. Start the gum line. Save all that skin that you can in there. That way when we go back to mount it, we've got plenty to tuck in after it's been prepped and ready to go on the form. So, got that bottom jaw all the way exposed. Now I'll go to the top and do around the nose and get that part off. Up here you'll take this back as far as you can, which would be right here in front of the tear duct or lacrimal gland, whichever you want to call it. But that's where we'll stop this at. If you're doing this in the field, this is one of the areas you really want to go slow and take your time. Because I don't know about you, but a hole in the face on a deer mount, no matter how well I sew it, pretty good chance you're going to see it. So, yeah, take your time and try not to get any holes, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. That's about as far back as we're going to take it up here. Next step, we'll get our handy dandy headstone. Now right here in the back, we've already started our incision. We'll go ahead and split all the way down the back. It's not going to hurt nothing. It'll help you in the long run, especially out in the field. Now we're going to take and continue our Y incision from here to the back of each antler burr. First we'll skin this out just a little bit more. That open up so you can see what we're doing. Now I'll continue that Y up, like I said, all the way to the back. Like as you can tell, this was velvet buck, so got to be careful of the velvet. You don't want to mess that up. Otherwise, you get a nice bill for getting artificial velvet put on. Alright, now we'll continue that ears around. We're getting to the ear butt now. When you get there, you can just follow right along the side of the skull. And you'll get to the ear canal, which is right there. Keep going. Right here, obviously be careful because thin skin in the cheek and the neck. Alright, that's out and free. Continue this cut up. Right here on these velvet bucks, I like to go ahead and cut around the bottom of the antler burr just a little bit so we don't peel velvet up when we peel the skin up. Follow that skin around there, little tick. Now I have the heebie-jeebies the rest of the evening, but that's okay. Some guys like to do that part around the antler burr with a flathead screwdriver, which is fine, it works, but I prefer one of these little bird beak knives. They're relatively inexpensive and don't take up too much space. And you don't really, in my experience anyways, run the risk quite as much of ramming it through your hand like you can do with a screwdriver. I've seen it done, but I've heard the argument both ways. You can jam the knife into your hand or any of that stuff, but knock wood, that hasn't happened yet here. Other ear up. That free. Go ahead and finish getting this one free. free there around the burrs, as you can see now. And I'll continue taking that down. Actually, the next thing we'll do, since I got it right here, I'm going to finish taking this neck around. Up into the cheek, getting into the eyeball over here. As I'm sure you probably know, the eyeball is one of the areas you got to be careful. Stay close to the actual eyeball itself is ideal. You can get all that eyelid if you want it. Not all taxidermists use it. Generally, I like to pin my eyeballs or my eyelids when I mount my deer, so it's not really that important. And don't forget, right in front of that orbital, you got that orbital gland, so you got to be careful right there. It's super thin skin, and that's a detail you need to keep the best you can. If it blows out, it blows out. It's not the end of the world. We can fix it. There's that eyeball free. I'll come back to this side. You can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Alright, now here's the edge of that orbital. Like I was saying, just put your finger inside the eyelid inside and just pull as you cut slowly. You'll see where that eyelid and eyeball separate. Take a little eyeball, ain't the end of the world either. It's always better to leave too much than not enough. Alright, so now we're free up to the orbital on either side, the orbital gland I mean. Go ahead and open that up. You can cut down into the cheek. You'll see the teeth and you'll get to where we skinned from the front. Just open that up a little more. Alright, now that's free. You can flip it up over the top of the nose, and that'll free up your gland here to get in. Make life a little easier. You can see what you're doing. Keeping your knife sharp is important. Alright, there's one side free. So we cut that one a little bit, but like I said, not the end of the world. It happens. Alright, there you go. There's one caped out deer head. Nice cape. for a little velvet buck, super early A-zone, can't beat it. Set this stuff out of the way. If you're out in the field and get this part done, I recommend taking and folding it up skin side to skin side, ear to ear. Flip that brisket and your legs inside. Flip your ears inside here. Roll it up in a nice little ball. Now you can take it to your taxidermist or put it in a trash bag a couple times over and stick it in your freezer until you can get there. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Bye.